It's TBIC, the best in sports entertainment. We have some breaking news in Chicago. The Bears fired offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. The Chicago Bears head coach Matt Eberflush, as I should say, promised changes, and the first change that he made was to get rid of the offensive coordinator. The Bears are currently sitting at 4-5 in the division. Uphill battle, kind of. They have some struggles as far as the quarterback goes. We'll see what happens in regards to if there's going to be any more changes. But as of right now, they fired the offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. The Bears are currently last in the NFC North. Don't look like they're going to probably make the playoffs this year because they have two teams in that division. You have the Detroit Lions, who are 8-1, and they have the Minnesota Vikings, who are 7-2, and also Green Bay is 6-3. So that division shows that it's a tough division, and all those teams are those first three teams that I mentioned are winning games. Caleb Williams, did you put any blame on him, or is it all on the offensive coordinator?
You know what I'm ready to say.
I'm asking.
We just had a segment yesterday running down, the wins and the losses of certain teams yesterday, about Sunday's games. I made the statement that I think Caleb Williams is trash. Not only do I think there's problems going on, not just with Caleb Williams, but ownership think there's problems going on. They didn't fire this man. They didn't fire the offensive coordinator. Name is Shane Waldron.
Yeah.
They didn't got him out of there. Offensive coordinator might be the next thing underneath the head coach. The head coach keep playing around, he'd be going too.
But I think the head coach made the decision based off the reports. It says that basically
because he's not putting Caleb in a position for success.
Who, the head coach?
No, not the head coach. We're talking about Shane Waldron.
Okay, so you think that Shane Waldron is the problem? It's not Caleb Williams?
I'm not saying that all of them is the problem. Caleb Williams, you can't even see that the raw talent that he had in college. Yesterday I said he played for LSU. I was wrong. He played for USC.
Yeah.
I wanted to correct that now. You seen him at USC, spectacular. When the pocket broke down, he made plays with his legs. He threw accurate passes. He had a strong arm. He has a strong arm. I'm not going to say had, that's past tense. What he has shown me thus far in the NFL, he ain't showed me none of that he did in USC. None of that.
Well,
the offensive coordinator is not putting him in the right positions too.
Okay, but as you know, just speak about it in college, USC, let's be clear, they always get the pick of the litter when it comes to talent, high school talent coming into their program. So he's always played with the best talent, around him, best offensive line, best defensive player, everything at USC, they get the pick of the litter. But now he's in the NFL, as we mentioned yesterday, whereas though he's playing, it's an even playing field. You have players who are fast, strong, on every team. I mean, any team can beat you in the NFL. But now you see Caleb Williams, he's struggling, not producing, and you're saying that he's not who they think he is?
Let me ask you a question, Tofi. Yeah. You said that the stage he was on in college, he had a good team around him, right?
Correct.
Good offensive line, good offensive weapons, defense, right?
Yes.
Now he's on a whole nother platform, which is the NFL, right? Would you be in agreement with me, or would you not agree with me if I was to go on a limb and say he has the same thing that he had? He has a good team, good offensive line, good defensive players in his position in the NFL. Would you agree with that?
I believe they have a pretty good team, yes.
Okay. So why isn't that he can't show a little bit of what he was doing at USC? Because I haven't seen nothing. If I never knew that he was from USC and was the great player he was at USC as being a quarterback. USC, excuse me. And seen him on the field with the Giants this year, and you took and showed me two different things, I wouldn't think that was him with USC at all.
Only reason why is because,
because I think Jaden Daniels is showing me from college, from LSU. He's showing me when he's out there on the field with the Commanders, he's playing like he played in college, right?
Playing very well, yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, he didn't go number one, did he?
No, he didn't.
Okay, Caleb Williams went number one.
Yes.
So Caleb Williams should be outperforming him, right?
I mean, yeah.
From the picks.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, all right. And he played in college too, Jaden Daniels too, right? He come from a college. I'm just asking these questions to make sure I'm correct, because you say about the college platform to the NFL platform. Jaden Daniels came from college. This is not his second year in the league, is it?
No.
Okay, so they're both coming from these great powerhouses.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. That's what I was saying.
Okay, go ahead.
They're both coming from these college platforms, right? Where you say, the competition ain't as good as it is in the NFL. but yet you have the second round pick playing better than the first round pick. I'm talking about tremendously, not just, okay, this and that and this and that. And I don't even think that the Commanders have a team, all-around team, put together like Chicago Bears. What do you think about that?
I mean, once again, just to make a correction, Jaden Daniels was the number 2 pick.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Oh yeah, you said we made it. So you have these 2 players. Both of these players are, highly touted, draft picks. Everyone wanted to pick these guys. They were, of course, they're drafted high for a reason because they have the look. You see these guys, you watch the film on the guys, and you see these players, and you say, hey, both of these guys should be picked either 1 and 2 or 2. It doesn't matter. You can't go wrong with either one of these picks. But if you look at Caleb Williams, he accomplished more in the college. In college, than Jaden Daniels. So you assume that he has to be the first pick, but that doesn't always mean that he's the best player all the time. That doesn't necessarily mean.
That means somebody picked it wrong. That's all it means.
I mean, that just means that he's still trying to figure it out at the NFL. Some people hit the ground running in the NFL. Some people don't. So that means he's still got to figure it out. Not saying that he's not a bust, or not saying that he's going to be an MVP at a league at some point.
But he has to figure it out.
Just saying that he has to figure it out.
I go with that.
You know what I'm saying? Jaden Daniels.
You're a little bit more compassionate than me. I want them to come out like Jaden Daniels did.
Okay.
Like Stroud just did.
Yeah, Stroud Stroud.
When he came out, these rookie quarterbacks is coming out, pitting right on. That's what I want to see. You was great in college. It wasn't like Jaden Daniels was hidden in college and he's a surprise to the NFL. Mm-hmm. No, these dudes were phenomenal in college at what they did and came to the league and kept on going.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, though.
Yeah, Jaden.
With all the firepower that he had. I can see then you have football teams like a quarterback or a running back or a wide receiver that's great in college would go to a team that usually whoever get the first draft pick be the horriblest team, unless you trade for that pick, right?
Yeah.
So now you go, here it is, a good player going to a team that is not all that good. So now I understand what you're saying with that. Caleb Williams walked into a situation that's so lovely. Can you imagine Jaden Daniels going to Chicago, down there with all that offensive power? Can you imagine that? Off of how he's playing right now with the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, but if you look at,
so I just want to call it how I'm calling it.
We're not making this a versus or a comparison right now, but we want to compare the numbers. You have Jaden Daniels has 2,147 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Okay, and only 2 interceptions this year.
Yes. Caleb Williams, 1,785 yards, 9 touchdowns. 5 interceptions. So there's not a big of a drop-off in between the 2 players.
It's not that big of a drop-off.
No, it's not that big of a drop-off. It's not a big of a drop-off. We'll say 200 yards. I mean, we'll say about 300 yards separates the 2. Then we say 3 interceptions. So it's like they're like right there. I mean, the records are a lot different, and it could be because of other factors, defense, so forth and so on, coaching.
Evidently, Chicago think it's coaching because they just fired Shane.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
And this is just they fired him midway through the season. They ain't wait to the end of the season to let him go. So for them to make a drastic change right now, because now they got to somebody got to get in acting as an offensive coordinator. Yes. Whether it be the coach calling the plays or whether they hire somebody up from that was had a previous rank that was other than offensive coordinator. But they got to bring some, and to do that in the middle of the season and try to implement somebody else's game plans. And then the players got to learn all this in the middle of the season. Mm-hmm. That was a shout right there. That firing right there spoke volumes.
Yeah, well, Matt, the head coach, Matt Eberfluss, he mentioned that there was going to be changes. So this is the start of the
changes. And he ain't waiting to the end of the season for it.
So this is what you got to do sometimes. You make tough decisions, and we'll see what happens with Caleb Williams and Chicago Bears. It's TBIC, the best in sports entertainment.
And only Pete Crack. I'm live in the building with my brother Hollow Man. Here to check out the new clothing line, all the new fly stuff he got for the summer. I know he well known for like custom making stuff, one-on-one type of vibe. That's really what I came here for, but I bumped into a sweatsuit. I'm a sweatsuit North Philly type of kid. This is my favorite color, so that's what we doing today. But definitely got a lot of stuff coming up this summer, a lot of music, a lot of visuals, and I'm gonna need his hand in it, you know what I mean? Custom made stuff, one-on-one, nothing off the rack. Hollow Man, I need you, baby. Let's go. Ring.